My name is Aaron. I'm 28 years old. For a long time, I believed I finally met someone who made my life feel whole again. Her name was Rowan. She had a soft voice, a gentle smile. She spoke quietly, but every word carried warmth. When I first saw her, I noticed something unusual. She kept checking the exits, not nervously, but like a habit, like someone who had learned never to stand with her back exposed. I thought she was just cautious. I didn't know she was being hunted. We had been dating for 3 months when everything changed. It was 1:30 in the morning. We were half asleep on my couch. A movie was playing quietly in the background. Rowan was lying on my chest, her fingers hooked in my shirt. Then the doorbell rang, once, then again, harder, then a third time, slow, heavy, demanding. Rowan sat up immediately. All the color drained from her face. "Aaron," she whispered, "don't answer it." "Why? Who is it?" She didn't respond. She didn't even move. Another knock came. This time, it sounded like metal, like someone was tapping a key against the door. My phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "Let her out." My stomach tightened. Rowan whispered, "Please don't open that door." But anger replaced fear in me. Who is out there? Her hands began to shake. "My past," she said. "I told you it was complicated. I didn't tell you it still has a key." The knocking stopped. For a moment, the entire apartment became silent. Too silent. I could hear Rowan breathing fast from across the room. She stared at me with the kind of fear that didn't come from possibility. It came from memory. "Aaron," she whispered again. "Listen carefully. Whoever is out there, you cannot let him see you." I felt my chest tighten. "Rowan, who is he?" She shook her head quickly. "It doesn't matter right now. What matters is that he thinks I'm alone." Before I could respond, another message appeared on my phone. "Open the door, Rowan." Rowan gasped when she saw it. This wasn't fear of a stranger. This was fear of someone she knew too well. I stepped quietly toward the door. Rowan grabbed my arm and pulled me back. "No, Aaron, please, stop. If he hears your voice." But it was too late. From the hallway, a man's voice spoke through the door. Calm, clear, confident. "I just want to talk." Rowan covered her mouth with her hands. No, not here." I didn't listen. I raised my voice. "Leave. She doesn't want to see you." Silence followed, then a soft laugh. "So," the man said, "you must be Aaron." Rowan shook her head violently. "Don't talk to him," she mouthed. "Don't give him anything." The man continued. "You think you're protecting her, Aaron. You think you're doing the right thing." His tone shifted, lower, sharper. "But she didn't tell you the truth, did she?" I looked at Rowan. She froze completely. "What truth?" I asked. The man ignored the question. "You should ask her about the cabin," he said. "Ask her what she did 3 years ago." Rowan's breathing became loud and uneven. She backed away from the door like she expected it to explode. The man spoke again. "And ask her what happened to the girl she replaced." My entire body went cold. "That's enough," I said. But he wasn't finished. "You'll learn the truth sooner or later. They all do." Then came the sound of footsteps. Slow, deliberate, walking away, or pretending to. Rowan backed into the wall and slid down to the floor. "He's not gone," she whispered. "He never leaves until he wants me to think he's gone." I knelt beside her. "Rowan, what cabin is he talking about?" She covered her face with both hands. "I can't tell you. If I tell you, You'll never look at me the same way. Rowan, I said quietly. Whatever it is, I want to know. She shook her head. You don't. You really don't. I took a slow breath and sat beside Rowan on the floor. She looked small, broken, like she was waiting for me to walk away before I even heard the truth. Rowan, I said gently, whatever happened, it's already part of your past. But I'm here now. Just tell me. She shook her head. You don't understand. It won't stay in the past. Not with him. He won't let it. Who is he? I asked. What does he want? She whispered one word. Control. Rowan pulled her knees to her chest. His name is Caleb. I met him when I was 20. I thought he was charming, supportive. He made me feel seen, protected. She laughed quietly, but it wasn't a happy laugh. That's how it always starts, right? They make you feel safe before they take everything from you. I kept my voice calm. What did he do? He isolated me, she said. One friend at a time, one lie at a time. I didn't even notice it at first. My parents stopped calling. My friends stopped inviting me out. I thought everyone just moved on. She paused. I didn't know he was deleting messages, blocking numbers, telling people I didn't want them in my life. My jaw clenched. He cut you off from everyone. She nodded. And once he knew I had no one else, he became everything. The only voice I listened to, the only person I trusted. Rowan blinked slowly, tears forming. And the cabin. That was where I finally realized what he really was. The word cabin sent a chill down my spine. What happened there? She stared at the wall, as if watching a memory she wished she could burn. I tried to leave him, she said. One night, I ran. I didn't take anything. No phone, no clothes, just ran. She wiped her cheek. But he found me. He always found me. And he took me to that cabin. He said it was for my own good, that I needed to learn what happens to people who abandon him. My hands tightened into fists. Rowan, what did he do to you? She pressed her lips together. It's not what he did to me, she whispered. It's what he made me do. I felt my stomach drop. What do you mean? She looked at me with empty, broken eyes. Aaron, someone got hurt that night. Silence. A long, heavy silence. Then Rowan added, and Caleb recorded everything. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again. A new notification. A video file. Rowan whispered, her voice cracking. Aaron, whatever you do, don't open that. But my thumb was already pressing play. The video began with shaky, grainy footage. A parking lot at night. A single light flickering overhead. Then I saw Rowan. Younger, thinner, terrified. She stood beside a man sitting on the ground. He was alive, but barely. His shirt was covered in blood. Rowan's voice cracked beside me in real life. I didn't know he'd done that. I didn't know. On the screen, a familiar voice spoke. Caleb. Look at him, Rowan, he said. This is what happens when people don't listen. Rowan in the video shook her head again and again. Stop. Please. Stop. Caleb held something out to her. A phone. Record this, he ordered. If I go down, you go down. Rowan didn't move. Now, Rowan, he said sharply, or I'll make it worse. With trembling hands, she took the phone. She pointed it toward the injured man. In the present moment, Rowan covered her mouth. I didn't know what he planned, she cried. He said the man attacked him first. He said he needed proof. I didn't know he was lying. The video continued. Caleb grabbed the injured man by the collar. You tell anyone, he said, and I show them your new little accomplice. Rowan in the video shook uncontrollably. "No more," she whispered. "Please." Caleb took the phone from her and turned the camera toward her face. Her cheeks were streaked with tears. "Smile," he whispered, or I heard him again. The video cut off. I set the phone down slowly. Rowan slid onto the floor, shaking violently. "I didn't touch that man," she sobbed. "I didn't hurt him. But Caleb made it look like I helped. He convinced the man I was part of it, and the man believed him." I swallowed hard. Did the man survive? Rowan nodded weakly. He lived, but Caleb told him I set him up. He said I helped plan it. I tried to tell the truth, but Caleb told him I was pretending, that I was dangerous. She wiped her face with trembling hands. He ruined my life before I ever escaped. My phone buzzed again. A new message. A voice note. Caleb's calm voice filled the room. "Bring her to me," he said, "or I send the video to everyone you know. And to everyone she ever tried to protect." Rowan looked at me through tears. "Aaron, this is why I never told you. This is why I tried to leave. You can't save me. He won't let you." I stood up slowly. "We are not giving you to him." Rowan shook her head hopelessly. "You don't understand. He doesn't want to kill me. He wants to keep me, and he will destroy anything in his way." I grabbed my jacket. She looked at me in shock. "Aaron, where are you going?" I answered quietly. "To end this." Rowan grabbed my arm. "No, you won't come back." I met her eyes. "I'm not going alone." She froze, then whispered, "You're taking me?" "Yes." She took a shaky breath. "Then, I'm with you." We drove without speaking. The road ahead of us was empty, stretching into darkness. Rowan stared out the window, her reflection trembling in the glass. Every few seconds, she wiped her palms on her jeans, like she couldn't get rid of the fear stuck to her skin. "The place he wants us to go," Rowan whispered. "It's where everything started for me. It's where I realized what he really was." I tightened my hands on the steering wheel. "What did he do there?" She shook her head. "It's not what he did to me. It's what he showed me. It was his way of telling me I belonged to him." I felt anger rising in me again. "He doesn't own you." Rowan looked at me with tired eyes. "He thinks he does. And he thinks you're just another problem he has to remove." I didn't answer. I couldn't. If I opened my mouth, I would have promised something I wasn't sure I could deliver. The GPS ended. The rest of the road was dirt. The cabin appeared slowly through the trees, a dark shape lit by a single flickering bulb. It looked abandoned, but something in the air felt wrong. Rowan took a shaky breath. "He's here." I put the car in park. "You stay behind me." "No," she said quietly. "If he sees you protecting me, he'll hurt you first, and he'll make me watch." I exhaled slowly. "Rowan, I'm not letting you walk into this alone." She stared at the cabin. "You're not," she whispered. We walked together. We stepped out of the car. The night air was cold, heavy, still. The trees around us didn't move. Even the insects were silent. It felt like the world knew what was about to happen. We approached the cabin door. It was cracked open. Rowan grabbed my hand. "Whatever happens in there, don't believe anything he says about me. He twists the truth. He mixes lies with memories. He makes you doubt your own thoughts." I squeezed her hand. "I trust you." She nodded slowly, then pushed the door open. Inside, the cabin was dim. Dust floated in the air. A single lamp flickered on a small table, and in the center of the room, Caleb stood waiting. Tall, calm, predictable, The kind of calm that comes from knowing you hold all the pieces and everyone else is just catching up. Rowan, he said with a soft smile, you came back. Rowan froze beside me. Caleb glanced at me. And you brought him. Perfect. He stepped forward slowly, hands behind his back. You two have caused me quite an inconvenience. I felt my pulse hammer in my ears. This ends tonight, I said. Caleb tilted his head. Oh, I know, he replied. But the question is, for who? He looked at Rowan again. You didn't tell him the last part, did you? Rowan's breath caught. I felt her hand tremble in mine. Aaron, she whispered, don't listen. Caleb interrupted softly. Tell him, Rowan. Tell him what you did. After the video, Rowan squeezed my hand so hard her nails pressed into my skin. Her eyes stayed locked on Caleb, but I could feel her fear through every breath she took. Don't listen to him, she whispered. He twists everything. Caleb smiled like he'd been waiting for those exact words. Then tell him yourself, he said softly. Tell him what happened after the video. Tell him why the man in the parking lot still thinks you tried to kill him. Rowan shook her head violently. That's not true. That's not what happened. You know it. Caleb stepped closer, his voice calm and controlled. You should have told him, Rowan. Secrets always crawl back out. I stepped in front of her. Enough. You're done manipulating her. Caleb's eyes darkened. Oh, Aaron, you don't even know what you're protecting. He looked at Rowan again. Tell him about the phone call. Rowan's knees almost gave out. Don't, she whispered. Caleb, don't. He continued anyway. After the video, he said, the man you recorded woke up. He was in pain, confused, bleeding, and the first person he saw, he pointed at her, was Rowan. Rowan covered her face. Her voice trembled. I tried to help him. I tried to get him up. I called for help, but he couldn't hear me. He kept saying my name. He kept asking why. Caleb interrupted. And that's when she ran. Rowan dropped her hands. I ran because you were coming back, she cried. I heard your car. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if he was dying. I didn't know. Caleb laughed softly. She left him, he said. She left him to die. And that, Aaron, that's why she's been running ever since. Rowan stepped back, shaking her head. No, I called emergency services. I told them where he was. I didn't stay because you threatened to kill him if you saw me helping him. Her voice cracked. Aaron, I swear. I didn't leave him. I tried to save him. But Caleb twisted the story. He got to the man first, and he lied to him. He lied to everyone. I looked at Rowan. I looked at Caleb. And in that moment, it became clear. Caleb didn't want the truth. He wanted ownership. I stepped forward. This ends now. Caleb raised an eyebrow. Really? And what makes you think you get to decide that? Because you don't have the power anymore, I said. You think you're the only one with evidence? Rowan made a copy of the video. She told me before we drove here. For the first time, Caleb's expression shifted. His confidence cracked. That's impossible, he said quietly. Rowan reached into her pocket and pulled out her phone. I made a backup the night I ran, she said. You never knew. Caleb lunged toward her. I grabbed him, slammed him against the wall, and held him there. Rowan stepped back, breathing hard but steady. You don't own me anymore, she said. You don't get to decide who I am. Caleb struggled under my grip. You think this changes anything? You think people will believe you? Rowan stared at him, her voice firm for the first time. I don't need them to believe me, she said. I just need them to see you. She pressed a button on her phone. A recording played. Caleb's own voice echoed through the cabin. Smile. Or I heard him worse. His face drained of color. Sirens approached in the distance. Rowan whispered, I called them before we came. Caleb froze. You... what? She nodded. You lose. The police arrived within minutes. Caleb was arrested, screaming threats that no longer mattered. Rowan sank into my arms. Her body shook, not with fear, but with release. It's over, I whispered. She shook her head faintly. No, it's just the beginning. And she was right. Healing wouldn't be quick. It wouldn't be easy. The past doesn't disappear just because the danger does. But for the first time, Rowan wasn't hiding. She wasn't running. She wasn't alone. And that was enough.